Well, joining me first is the philanthropist and founder of Phones for You, John Caudwell. John, great to have you on. You've committed to giving away at least 70% of your wealth to charitable causes. Tell me your rationale behind that. What's your motivation?
Well, first of all, can I just say that that was a very interesting and thought-provoking, if somewhat over-cynical view of philanthropic giving, but I'm certainly not going to dispute that there is a lot of substance behind what you say there, and I've witnessed it, so I don't disagree with that at all. I think it's just overly cynical. What motivated me, I don't really know. Right from the early days when I was 7 years old, I saw myself as being very rich and very charitable. I did the very rich bit, and I didn't really do the very charitable bit until about 25 years ago. Probably 30 years ago, actually, and then I found the cause of children. And I found that actually through the NSPCC. And when I saw the way these kids were often treated by relatives who sexually abused them, sometimes the parents, sometimes relatives, it was heartbreaking, the damage that it did to those young child minds. And I realized I wanted to do a lot more for children. And so I set up Caudwell Children. And Caudwell Children will help any child with any illness whatsoever if the parents can't afford to get the help anywhere else. And up to yet, we've helped 60,000 children in the last 20 years, but over 15,000 probably by the end of this year.
How important is it to you when you're donating, one assumes millions to projects, to Caudwell Children or whichever other lucky people benefit from your generosity? How important is it that you have a degree of control and you can see the pathway to impact and how that money's being spent and how it's changing lives?
Well, I think the word control is probably the wrong word, but I am very, very diligent to make certain that the charity is well run, that the cause absolutely touches my heart and is a worthy cause. So you wouldn't see me donating to art museums and I'm not saying they're not worthy causes, because we do need to encourage culture, but it's not my cause. My cause is helping people in desperate need who would not get the help without me doing something like Caudwell Children and other causes that I've done, like helping Elton John with his AIDS Foundation and visiting Africa with him and seeing the work that's done there. So my work that I do has to touch my heart and has to make a huge difference to people's lives.
When you see some of the charitable activities of celebrities, let's say, or when we see Meghan and Harry in America telling us to do this and do that while getting multi-million-pound paychecks from Netflix, do you think that some of it does smack of hypocrisy?
Oh, without doubt, yes. But the one point I'd make, Alex, is that there's a lot of motives for people to do charity work. But the one thing I would remind everybody of is when that child has got muscular atrophy, can't move, can't walk, can't do anything, that child isn't bothered on the donor's motives for donating £25,000 for their wheelchair, because it transforms that child's life. It doesn't matter whether the person's got driven by ego, driven by feel-good factor, driven by wanting some sort of public acclamation. The simple fact is that child is helped in a way that they wouldn't get helped otherwise. Of course, it's much nicer when people feel it in the heart and feel it with a passion and really, really buy into the cause and give the heart and soul to it. Of course, that's much more wholesome and much more beautiful. But the child isn't bothered. The child just needs the help.